Anytime, anywhere.
God, don't give up on me yet. I know I'm not your best bet, but I'm trying, so don't give up on me yet. And God, don't leave me here alone. I know I need to grow still, and I'm trying, but don't leave me here alone. I know I've come so far, but got so far to go. And with these brand new scars and this broken heart, it's hard to really know if there's a reason, and if I'll ever see it. But I wanna believe it, so don't give up on me yet. God, I know it makes no sense. You love me time and time again, but I still need reminding. Yeah, I know it makes no sense. I know I've come so far, but got so far to go. And with these brand new scars and this broken heart, it's hard to really know if there's a reason, and if I'll ever see it. But I wanna believe it, so don't give up on me yet. Don't give up on me. 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 Give up on me. Don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God, I know I'm not the same, but you knew that I would change, and I think that you're trying to tell me it's okay. I know come so far, but got so far to go. And with these brand new scars and this broken heart, it's hard to really know if there's a reason and if I'll ever see it. But I wanna believe it. So don't give up on me yet. Don't give up on me yet. Don't give up on me.
Our journeys through education take many routes from our early years to university. Academic Crossroads is here to explore key elements to help equip you along the way. So join us and our special guests as we also discuss the expected and unexpected paths, including all the challenges and triumphs while gathering your academic top tips.
This is Academic Crossroads with your host, Dr. Lianje Adeyemi.
Everyone, and welcome to Academic Crossroads live here on On Fire Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Lianje. So thank you all for joining me this evening. So spring is here. Easter has come. Easter has come, and we are back to school, back to uni, back to work for many of us. And with going back after Easter comes exam period. But today we will be looking at how you can focus without panic. Because we may be 3 weeks away, but there is still more than enough time to prepare if you are preparing intentionally. And it may feel a bit late. It may feel like I've got so much to do. You may feel a bit behind and you may not know where to start, but that is where we come in today. And so today we will be looking at how you can prepare in the most effective way over the next 3 weeks. So do not panic, but we need to make sure we are intentional about our preparation. You don't need perfect preparation, but you need intentional preparation, and that is what we will be getting into today. So good evening, everyone, and thank you all for joining me here this evening. And so often when we think, I've got a week until my exam, I've got 2 weeks or 3 weeks until my exam, we often go into this like panic mode. We start panic planning, we start, overloading schedules, putting every single thing down on paper. We start looking at it as a massive project or piece of work or piece of something to do. And then we get into that place where we feel like, I should have done this earlier, I could have done this earlier, why didn't I do this earlier? But all in all, it does nothing for us. It doesn't help us, and it's not effective in us progressing over the time that we do have. We end up having focus that is just scattered everywhere because we feel so overwhelmed. We feel like we have so much to do. And then with a lot of that comes emotions, right? Many different emotions. I'm sure those of you that have had exams before, those of you that have done GCSEs, those of you that have had A-levels already, you'll know that panic planning at some stage, and that overwhelm of emotion. But actually, we need to think that doesn't need our attention now, right? The should have, the would have, the could have, it doesn't need our attention right now. What needs our focus is in this case, the next 3 weeks of what we are doing and where we are. And so that is what you need to focus on. So you need to think to yourself, am I preparing or am I panicking? Because panicking is not going to move us forward, but preparing intentionally is what is going to get us there. And so when we look at our 3 weeks, 3 weeks is actually a good amount of time. It's a good amount of time, and we just need to think practically about what can actually be done during that time, and what we need to get done during that time. And so the reality of it is that covering every single thing, the reality of it is it's not going to be possible. So we need to be strategic with how we are approaching this. And the main things that we need to be focusing on are our core topics. So whatever subjects you have, you need to think, okay, what are the foundational bits? What are the core topics within that subject? We need to also think about high yielding areas. So if you have areas, let's say, for example, your English exam, those 20 markers, those high yielding questions, those are the things that we need to focus on and actually think, are we up to scratch within those areas as well? And then also giving ourselves the opportunity to actually understand and not just memorize. Because imagine you've got 3 weeks. The stuff you start memorizing now at the beginning of this 3 weeks, the likelihood is we're doing like some cram panic memorizing. Whereas if you actually take the time to give yourself the opportunity to understand, it will be information and knowledge that you can actually understand better, and you'll be able to retain that better, and you're likely to be able to apply it better. And so with that and at that, you will then be able to actually use that information in your exam answers, use that information if you've got speaking exams, written exams, maybe you've got a few pieces of coursework that you need to tie up during this time as well. And so actually being able to understand it and teach others, you'll do yourself more of a service than just trying to memorize everything. So we really need to think about actually having strategic preparation over exhaustive preparation. And now, when I say strategic preparation, is looking at those core subjects, looking at the high yielding areas. It's giving yourself the opportunity to understand. It's actually about positioning yourself in a way that you haven't got 20 different topics that you're trying to learn in the space of a day, but actually breaking that down and giving yourself a strategic structure of how you're going to work over the next 3 weeks. Because you still need to get some good sleep. You've got 3 weeks, but you still need to get some good sleep, and you still need to make sure that you are doing past papers. But we will get into that a little bit later. So at this stage, you want to know enough areas well and have that understanding whilst you are doing it. And so before we go into it week by week and break it down, I will be back just after this.
Jesus, that make me fine. Some people ask me, say, what's in that make her fine? I just tell them, say, if it's Jesus, that make me fine.
This is Academic Crossroads.
Back to Academic Crossroads. Now, there are 3 weeks until exams begin, and we are going to look into how you can utilize them in the best way possible. Now, this is strategic. This is intentional. This is no longer panic mode, shoving everything into one schedule that will never get finished. But you are going to be able to plan strategically after this episode. And so, breaking down the next 3 weeks, what should that look like? So this up and coming week is all about understanding and organizing yourself. Now, this should not take a full week. It may take 1 or 2, potentially 3 evenings, but you need to look at what exams you have, and what topics for those exams matter most. So knowing if you've got all of your exam dates and everything already, which I'd hope you have. But if you have all of your exam dates already, you will know when you have what exam. So what exams are coming first, what exams sit a bit later in the exam calendar. And so it's understanding, okay, what exams do I have and when? And then also thinking about, okay, so for each of those subjects, what topics, what are the most pivotal topics? Within that. And you're probably thinking it is all of them, and you're right. You're right. You are going to be assessed on the things that you've been learning over the past few years, right? And so some of your understanding is probably you already have that understanding of the foundational topics, and you may already have some of that understanding on the basic concepts. And so it's building on top of that. And so alongside thinking about what matters most, actually that is intertwined with actually understanding where am I weakest? What are the areas that I don't really know much about that I should know about? And actually giving yourself that practical overview of how you are doing. And so that is why in this first week, whilst looking at what exams you have and when, whilst understanding the topics, you are also going to begin your active revision. This is not just reading books. You need to get those past papers printed. Go to your school, go to your sixth form and print those past papers. The best way to prepare for your exams is to sit and do them. So during this first week, whilst you've done your identifying and knowing and all of that, you're going to get straight into your past papers. Now, these past papers may be an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours for some. And it may actually be that you have more than one paper for different subjects. And so you need to give yourself a schedule, and you need to also factor in getting those marked. So parents, this is where we would love to draw you in and love to draw on your support. So if you have your past papers, they will all come with an exam booklet, which gives you the answers, right? An answer booklet. And so as you sit and do your paper, if your parents are able, then they can also help sit and mark. And if they are not, if you have siblings that are older, bring them in. And failing that, you can also sit and look through the answers yourself, because actually sitting and looking through the answers yourself will also give you the opportunity to actually see where you went wrong, or where you didn't do so well. And it sometimes in maths, it can be a simple decimal point that messes up the answer, right? It may be as simple as you've moved a number, or you forgot to add the tens. And so with that being said, you need to make sure that you're doing the past papers and marking them and making sure that you're going through the answers. So for the rest of this week and then next week, whilst you're going through your practice questions and going through your answers, don't just think of it as, okay, I need to just mark this paper. Yeah, it's right, it's wrong. Oh, I got X out of X. But actually you need to build in time within that to actually keep a log as well of the areas that you need to be working on, and those should be what you are working through during that time. So whilst you're doing your past papers, you also need to give yourself the opportunity to actually have time to revisit those topics and those subjects as well. When you're doing your practice questions, when you're doing your past papers, I would highly advise and highly recommend that you do them in exam conditions as much as possible. So by exam conditions, I mean use your pencils, use your pens, sit down, no one helping you, work through the booklet, do it in timed conditions as well. Get it done in one sitting. If that exam is an hour and a half, use the hour and a half to get that exam done. If it's 2 hours, use that time. Whilst part of that is preparing you to actually be able to finish the exam during that time, you're also preparing your hands, because writing for an hour and a half, the majority of you have probably experienced, you can get cramp, sometimes your wrists are aching and things like that. And so you really want to prepare yourself as best as possible for your exams in every part of those. So give yourself the opportunity for the earlier part of this week to understand and organize yourself. Then for the latter part of this week, over the weekend and next week, you need to be getting in that active revision, doing those past papers and identifying the areas that need improvement, and also the areas that actually you're quite good at, because then those can be just questions that you keep going through as well. And so whilst you're doing those past papers, and identifying those areas, then you're giving yourself what it is, the content of what you're going to study. I remember I used to, when I was doing my GCSEs, I just thought, I'll just go through the whole book start to finish. I gave myself the most unrealistic timetable. I didn't give myself any flexibility within that timetable. Nothing. There was no room for a 10-minute break here, or I might be tired because actually I've got netball after school and stuff like that. There was none of that. It was just back to back to back to back. And so I was fully setting myself up to fail from the very, very start. And so you want to make these things realistic and also cater and tailor them to where you are at. And so giving yourself that time to understand and organize, do your active revision, and then alongside in that second week and in the final week, that is your time to actually go back and review the areas that you need a bit more improvement again. Also making sure that you are repeating those topics, those questions, making sure you're giving yourself that time to practice and not just sort of sitting down and thinking about it, but actually do it. If it's maths, go and do the questions. If it's science, go and do the questions. You can, if you need more understanding, ask for help. Now is the time. Do not wait, and do not think, they're gonna think like, what will my teacher think? No, you need help, so go and ask, because your exam is coming in 3 weeks. whether you ask for help or not, the exam is gonna come, right? And so isn't it better that you ask for help and get prepared and meet the exam as prepared as possible, because it's coming anyway, then not ask for help, still be struggling over the next 3 weeks, and then you still meet the exam? Don't be that person. You want to be prepared, so go and ask for help. If it's your teacher, or maybe you have a tutor, or someone that is a teacher, maybe not at your school, but maybe they do tutoring or something in a specific topic, go and ask them, and they will be able to help you. And so each week when you're thinking about it, the weeks the weeks have slightly different roles, although they do overlap as well. So you need to make sure that you're utilizing them as best as possible. And it's not a case of, okay, the whole next 3 weeks, this is all the stuff that I need to do. No. The first week, the next 7 days, what does that look like? Go do your plan to start with across the 3 weeks. Then whilst you're in it, look at it daily tasks. You have your 7 days, then okay, this is the next 7 days. On day 1, what do I need to do? Day 2, what do I need to do? And think of it like that, so that you're not overwhelming yourself during the process. And so, speaking of overwhelm, you need to make sure you're keeping everything that you are scheduling and setting yourself up for practical and doable. Let me repeat that. Make sure that it is practical and doable. There's no point in scheduling for yourself to start a practice paper at 4 o'clock when you don't get home from school until about maybe like 10 to 4, 5 minutes to 4. It's not going to work. You need to come home, change, eat something, do all of those things. So you need to be practical about the time that you're giving yourself to actually get all of this stuff done. And on the days that maybe you don't have school, so on the weekends, actually, let's be realistic. Studying from 9 till 5 is not going to happen. It's just not. So for you yourself, I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. Parents, it's not going to happen. A solid 9 till 5 revision is not going to happen. Please help support your children in setting up their schedule. It needs to be a schedule that gives them breaks. It needs to be a schedule that actually takes into consideration how long they can concentrate for. It needs to be a schedule that takes into consideration actually when do they work best. So if you've got maybe a topic like maths, for example, and they're still trying to learn and understand the equations and whatever it is they may be doing in maths, then actually do they do that better first thing in the morning? So first thing in the morning, then use that for learning time. Then when they need a break from that, then give them the past paper. Don't start with the past paper if actually that's the time that they need to utilize to actually learn things and take in new information, where they can keep it in their minds better and remember it better and be able to teach someone else better. But actually don't go and schedule past papers for first thing in the morning, because if you think about it realistically, if they're starting a past paper at, let's say it's 9:30, then they may not be done until 10:30, 11, and then it's like afternoon time, and the prime time for their learning might be the morning. So work with your children to help them set up their schedule in a really realistic way. You also have to think about, for you students, think about what your day consists of and think about where you have pockets of time, because we're all back to school. So you're still going to be at school. You still might have, for some, period 5, period 6, possibly even period 7. So you need to factor all of these things. Where do I have a break? It might be that actually your lunchtime, you go and spend 10 minutes outside, and then the rest of lunchtime, you might sit outside if the weather's nice enough, but sit outside and it's revising. Yeah, so you need to utilize the time over the next 3 weeks. And it's not necessarily about long 3-hour periods of revision. No. Have shorter periods of revision where you can be more effective, and then have them consistently throughout the week or throughout the day. And this will set you up so much better in terms of actually retaining the information and actually giving yourself the opportunity to understand what it is that you're learning about. Now, when you are going to set up your revision sessions or even your past papers, you need to make sure that you are clear about what you are doing. So do not start putting your schedule in place in the morning for that day. Oh, no, no, no. Those days are gone over the next 3 weeks. You need to make sure that you have prepared for the next day at the latest the night before. The night before. I repeat, prepare the latest the night before. You need to be able to wake up in the morning already knowing what you are doing and what you're going to be revising, reading about, doing your past paper. If it's a past paper, make sure you have printed that out the day before. Not that you're using 5-10 minutes to get it printed and to sort yourself out, to find your pen. No, if you know that tomorrow I'm waking up and I'm going to do a past paper in the morning, make sure that past paper is printed on your desk with your pen next to it, so that you can literally sit down at the table once you're ready to start and get that past paper done. We are not about wasting time. We are not about procrastinating in these next 3 weeks. So give yourself the opportunity to utilize the time in the best way that you can. Sort the past papers out. Make sure if it is revision, make sure that you've got your books. You can even leave them open on the dining table. Make sure your revision cards are there, or your sticky notes, whatever you are using. And make sure everything is laid out, prepped and ready for you to meet it in the morning and just get on with it. There's no, oh, I need to bring my book from here. Oh, I haven't got my notebook. Oh, I don't know where this is. No. Prepare yourself the day before at least, the night before at least, and make sure that you are setting yourself up for success. So with this, it may be that you do stints of 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And when I say a break, I don't mean like a half an hour break. You go and sit and watch a show. I mean a 5-minute break where maybe you get up from the table, you might walk around a little bit, you go and get yourself a drink, maybe you have a quick snack, and then go sit back down, but make sure that snack is worthwhile. Maybe not chocolate and stuff like that, but you want to be eating fruit, vegetables, things like that. Yes, for your snack. And then go sit back down and then get on with your work. So it may be you work best in 45-minute stints. It may be 60-minute stints. You might give yourself a bit of a longer period of time if you're doing a past paper or something. And so do those stints and give yourself that 5-10 minute break in between those, and get some fresh air. If you've got a garden, just go and walk outside in the sun. Hopefully it's sunny anyway. The rain has come a bit, but I guess we have April showers, isn't it? So give yourself that time to breathe, and just keep repeating that throughout the day. Or even if it's in the evening, you may have like 2 or 3. You may be able to get in 2-3 stints of that. And then just make sure that you are consistent with it. You have to be disciplined during this time if you want to get the most out of it. And you don't need to be doing everything today. Don't think of it, I've got all of this stuff I need to get done today. No, you've got 3 weeks to do it all. And you don't need to get everything done today. You just need to get what you planned done today. And so work with them. And if you're a younger sibling, please sit down and let them teach you what they've learned. You never know, you're preparing yourself anyway. So let them sit down with you, and once they've done some revision, or if you're a parent, it might also be you, let them sit and teach you what they've learned. You can from that, you'll be able to ask them questions as well, maybe on bits that you're unclear about. So ask them questions as they go, and then that will also help them get through it. And so I am looking at the time, and the time is rounding up. But some top tips for over these next 3 weeks. Make sure that you prepare in the best way possible. Be intentional about your time and set your schedule. Don't be lazy, and let's not be slack. But let's have clear, clarified plans, clear, clarified tasks, and make sure we are thinking have your overall schedule for the 3 weeks. Have your schedules for the next 7 days, but take each day as it is coming and get what you have to get done today done, and then prepare for tomorrow. So 3 weeks is more than enough time. It is more than enough time. You just need to make sure that during this time you are focused and you focus on the core topics, and make sure you know the areas that you need improvement and ask for help on those. And so with that being said, we are out of time for today's show. So I've been your host, Dr. Leanne J. Thank you for joining us. To all those preparing for exams over the next 3 weeks, all the best. Our shows will be covering some of that during this time. So stay tuned, and I'll be back with you same place, same time next week here on Academic Crossroads.
You have been listening to Academic Crossroads. Join us same time next week for more academic top tips with your host, Dr. Leanne J. Adu-Boahene. On Fire Radio.
Fire burning in my soul. Fire burning in my soul. Fire, fire, fire. Fire burning in my soul.
Radio. Anytime, anywhere.